Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Dead Cells. You could feel, I think, a couple of different ways about yesterday's run. On the one hand, you might be disappointed that all that potential sort of came to an end in, basically, culminated in a couple of dumb mistakes that ended up leeching huge amounts of resources out of us. But on the other hand, you could be pleased that we're now making our dumb mistakes at the end of the Slumbering Sanctuary or in the cavern, as opposed to, in the prison depths. So, my point is, I'm really pleased. You glass half full, I'm really pleased with the way this week has gone so far. We're making good progress here. Alright, I think for today, we're probably taking this far left tube. I think there's a pretty good red run in here, probably. Right, like Hayabusa boots plus the pistol, and then we have the cleaver, and I don't know exactly what our plan's going to be. We're not taking the shield with us. I suppose we could have. Off-color ice shield's not bad. So, our cleaver does do bonus damage, big bonus damage, to poison targets. Honestly, cleaver plus carbine, not a bad start. And I do like the Hayabusa boots as well. I don't want to be overly reliant on the alchemical carbine, obviously. It's very powerful. And so it feels a little bit lame to be just riding it to victory over and over again, but man, it sure does do the job, doesn't it? And in a very safe way. Okay, well, as soon as we have the ability, obviously we'll replace our turret with that hunter's grenade, and I think we're gonna stick to the same route for the moment. It's working out well. Ooh, I'm not excited about that. Unavoidable elite in the middle of the only way forward. Okay, let's give him one of these. I saw the rat, but I saw him too late. Is this an improvement? Maybe? I think I'm gonna keep the one I have now, but I don't think those two things are honestly very different at all. Guys, a little bit slow to react. You gotta step up that reaction speed. This rookie reaction speed in this business. Oh, that's not great. You really don't want to shoot him in the front the first time, because it makes him so much more dangerous. Man, that rat's got some vertical. I was already off the ground before he jumped, and he still got me. So when poisoned enemies die, they drop a poison cloud that spreads through floors and walls and stuff, it seems like, and it's just it's so good at poisoning enemies who are not aware of us at all, and as such will not teleport to us to punish us for attacking them. It feels a little unfair, frankly. We're gonna wait for Big Green here to cross. I was hoping I would get a little bit more damage off on him before I moved him away from us. Also, can I say, I'm really surprised that this guy wasn't shooting at us the whole time he was over here, right? He was definitely within range. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We should probably go get our grenade now, because I'm going to forget otherwise. So I do not know how many more outfits are left for us to unlock. But at some point, we will have depleted them all, and there will only be actual functional blueprints remaining. Hopefully we are approaching that time soon. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy a good bit of video game dress-up, but also, I want, real equipment, cool new toys to play with. And also, frankly, some of the hidden outfits are real boring. It's just a little bit really boring. You know what? Let's go this way first. Hold on. Let's not do this now. Yep. That's what I was afraid of, is that guy was going to hit me during the recycle animation, because it is quite long, actually. That was a little dangerous. Okay, now we can finally climb around to get that guy, and then we can worry about all this other stuff. Okay, we may as well take this now. Oh, this is bad. I didn't realize that there were more enemies down here. Also, I didn't realize where we were on our combo. That's nice. It's a pleasant surprise some of the time. Boy, when those guys miss their ground slam, they are the failed experiments. They are incapacitated for what seems like just a huge amount of time. Oh, I don't like this at all. Hey, let's just ignore him. Let's just go this way. I mean, we should kill him, but let's approach him from this side, I guess. I'm a little surprised he's allowed to walk outside of his little crystal zone. Alright, let's just see if we can't burn him down real fast before his crystals reassert themselves. Oh, okay. Apparently he will continue dying. Oh, interesting. I think no, but yeah, that's switching out the ranged weapon for the shield, or switching out. Honestly, it would probably be switching out the boots for the shield. Definitely is an interesting concern. I don't think there's any chance we do that. Right, like, if we had upgraded that to an S, it would technically have been one damage tier higher than our existing one. Also, super frustrated by that. That guy started his attack animation long before we were visible to him. But remember that most of the damage from the alchemical pistol is pistol independent. The level of the gun itself does not scale the damage dealt by the poison, which seems to just scale with our stats. Part of what makes the alchemical pistol so powerful, I think, is that it always feels like it's always a modern level of damage. Right, like no matter how old your pistol is, if you have a pistol that you picked up from the tubes, it still does poison damage that is competitive with the enemies at every point during the actual game. And not really feeling a strong need to have to like purchase upgrades is definitely a big part of its value. Oops, that's not what I wanted. How unfortunate for him. Okay, yeah, I don't think we're going to be spending any money anytime soon. So I think we're actually done now. I'm not super happy about having taken 4 melees in the first biome. This is not where you want to be starting. That said, we got our combo door, and we have, like I was just saying, a piece of equipment that seems to scale naturally, very, very powerfully. So I think there's still a lot of promise here, a lot of opportunity. We are still on the lookout for a way of controlling enemies. We really, really don't have a good way of landing our grenade right now. Oh, what am I doing? If I'm not going to take something, I should at least blow something up. Yeah, whatever. 950 gold is our reward. It's fine. Now, there are comparatively few ways of holding an enemy in place in red. Yeah, and we don't really have much of an... We don't really have an option available here in the store for it. So... yeah, I don't know how we're going to deal with that. So as we saw yesterday, having both the heart and disengagement really, really gives you a lot of room to breathe when you screw up. The fact that disengagement will trigger when the heart would have triggered and buy you basically another chance at recovery before your heart is needed is really nice. Solid teamwork there between us and that horrible, horrible plant. Look at that. Just absolutely beautiful. I don't want to blow anybody's mind, but I think poison might be a very powerful mechanic. And it works even when the enemies are in shield mode, and it's just unstoppable. There is no way you could possibly stop it. Which is why every time we've picked one of these up, we have trivially won the game, right? Okay, it's weird that there's even a bottom to this, given that it goes back up so much earlier. Do we want a Telluric Shock? Probably not. I actually really like the Cleaver. As you can probably tell, I really like these things that you can just, like, you can stand up at the top of a cliff and throw them down and have them do all the work for you. So we could take on a shield and try to use the all shields stun a little bit on a parry. We could try to use the parry the stun of a parry to get our collector grenade off. Or we could just take an off-color like Ivy grenade or something to replace our cleaver temporarily when we want to apply the grenade. I don't know. We'll see. It's not something we need to worry about anytime soon. It is going to be a minute before we are in a position to pull any rares anyway. I feel really bad for these little dudes. I mean, I guess if they didn't want to get thrown, they could just not respond to the whistle. But at the same time, I seriously doubt that they have any idea what they are being signed up for with the whistle. Yeah, I'm going to throw you at this heavily armed lunatic who has no regard for his own well-being because it's not his body in the first place. I have to imagine a lot of them would be like, "Nah, I'm good, thanks. We'll hang out tomorrow or something." And, you know, honestly, like, in terms of having taken on way more melees than I would have liked at this point in the run, there's no reason to think that we can't get to the food shop in the ossuary without necessarily having a ton more on us. And we very often have the money. There we go. Just trying to set up a cloud farm. We very often have the money for the flask charge in the ossuary and don't need it. So if it gets really bad, obviously, we could just end up actually buying that flask charge and still be in a perfectly okay place. Just kind of preemptively firing the thing. I hadn't even registered whether or not there were enemies around. It's just like, you know what? Why not fill the air with poison gas? I can't breathe. It's no skin off my nose, because I don't have one. Very unlikely. That said, this is nowhere near a teleporter. We'll just go ahead and burn it. Ordinarily, I would try to be, like, cautious with something like that and be like, well, we might use it later. Let's leave it here for the moment. But nah, screw that noise. Alright, there's our 60. We got that real fast. I mean, like, obviously, having taken 0 hits so far this biome helps. But also, I feel like there often aren't that many enemies in the first quarter of the level that we go through. Aw. He died before I could crush him beneath falling rocks. Of course, as a long-time game master, I have a strong fondness for the falling rocks style of execution. You know, honestly, I've been GMing role-playing games for a very long time. A large number of sessions of a large number of games. And honestly, we have not... I don't know if I've ever had a total party wipe. Now that I'm thinking about it, we've definitely had people die. For sure there have been deaths. Some of them, my fault. Many of them not. I don't think I've ever administered a full party wipe, a rocks fall, party dies kind of situation. Here, let's re-roll a little bit and see if something red does come up that might be suitable. I mean, a magnetic grenade might work. Depending on what it is that we're fighting with, a magnetic grenade might be sufficient to hold it in place. And this magnetic grenade does do bonus damage to poison targets. Unfortunately, it does... that's a pretty good percentage increase on a very, very low number. So... I'm trying to... I don't think we have a red thing that will serve our purposes here. Yeah, we might just have a hard time applying this grenade. And there are certain enemy types that we can totally get with it without needing any additional help. We'll just try to get a blueprint from one of those, I guess. Oh. Well, that's a shame. We were doing so well. If we think we are probably okay with okay with buying the flask charge, honestly, we can afford to take a pretty large number of points of malaise and still come out of the ossuary in good shape. Now, see that right there? I feel especially bad about that one. Poor mushroom boys should not be subjected to such a thing. Dodging plants a bomb, sure. This is okay. Okay, that got a little closer than I would have liked. So what do we... Oh, hold on. What did you just drop? You dropped... Ooh. That's very helpful. Where does this actually go? Nowhere. Nowhere that we care about, certainly. I can't imagine that this is the right thing to do. This is kind of cool, though. Have we ever seen this before, where it teleports us to a room, like, way up at the top of the level? That's pretty neat. The background up there is really interesting. I mean, big surprise. There's good environment art in Dead Cells. Shock and horror. There's really been like a glut of games with just fantastic artwork coming out lately. Video game art is in a really, really good place. Just reroll this a couple of times looking for anything exciting. I mean, we're already at a place where I would not feel comfortable spending the amount of money we're seeing on these things, so maybe let's just move on. I've been playing a bit of a game called Star Renegades on account of... it's a game I almost completely missed, and a helpful viewer pointed it out to me on Twitter. It was like, hey, what do you think of this thing? And what I think of it is that it looks extremely cool, and I've never heard of it before. And I considered doing a series on it. I still want to do something. I want to do, like, at least a check it out. So probably, if you're not familiar with it, you will be able to see some of it in action pretty soon. But man, that game is just absurdly pretty. It's really, really beautiful pixel art. And also, this isn't a thing that's like just coming out, but wow, that's a lot of yeeters. Is a sentence I was just forced to say by this game's mechanics. I don't appreciate that at all. This isn't really a thing that's just coming out, but pursuant to a conversation I was having with a friend the other day, I checked out what the Hyperlight Drifter team is up to, and the game they're working on right now, Solar Ash, is also just absolutely beautiful. I don't really think we have a phaser build here. Oh, dodging creates a toxic cloud. That is exciting. I don't know if I've ever seen that trait before. How could there still be more stuff? How could there still be stuff we're seeing for the first time? I did feel a little bit bad during that conversation because I've never played Hyper Light Drifter. That particular friend has been telling me for years that, like, Hyper Light Drifter is a really incredible game, and I totally believe him. And it's on the, it's on the list. It's one of those things where I intend to get to it eventually. We might take this Lightspeed. Bonus damage to poison targets, spreads oil, starts fires. It's not as safe as the Cleaver, but we may not need a big safety thing. And the Lightspeed gives you a different kind of safety. It is both a powerful attack and a good escape tool from many different kinds of situations. But yeah, my guess is I would really like Hyper Light Drifter. I totally bet I am into that game. I'll get to it. He says, knowing that he has been saying that for something like 4 years at this point. It's just, man, there's a lot of video games, and I'm already... It's not like I don't want to spend a lot of time playing video games. Obviously, I'm already spending a lot of time playing video games. It's like, how do you find enough time to play even all of the ones that look like they're specifically very up your alley? And then on top of that, I got other responsibilities. I gotta be depressed. That eats up a lot of time. Pretty much no matter how you do it, there's no efficient way to be depressed. I almost got hit by that because I just didn't believe he had it in him to make it over to us. Every once in a while. Wow. Really? That guy he really doesn't care for me. Can we get him to walk over any further? It looks like no. Still, it's wild that I was able to compel him just through his sheer hatred for us to walk into spikes for several seconds before he realized what was going on. Off-color ice bow is certainly a way to do the thing, but I don't really... Like, we're probably not taking a blueprint until the ossuary, so let's just pitch this. I don't want to give up one of my valuable pieces of gear right now, and then hold on to the ice bow for that long. A colorless double crossbow turret is definitely cool. I guess we're going to have to use this thing to get over there. And then, I got other demands on my time. I got a lot of movies to watch. I got a lot of sitting around contemplating to do. That's all very important. Staring out the window while eating Count Chocula and crying. I guess that's probably that's probably the depression talking right there. Shots pierce all enemies. Big bonus damage to poison targets. It's 6L. I mean, we gotta take it, right? Plus 10% damage if you are nearby. Yeah. Yeah. This is a whole different kind of safety. So... I guess it's safe to go down this way. Did that mushroom guy end up... We did see a splash of red from below us. I'm wondering if that mushroom guy eventually walked into the spikes enough to die from it. We'll make our way back over there in a minute. Oh, this is dangerous. This is a dangerous time. Okay. That could have gone a hell of a lot worse, given what we were up against there. I feel pretty alright about that. Look, I remembered I have another weapon. And it might be marginally more appropriate for the situation. Okay, so... we still have 3 scrolls left. Wow. I guess it is true that I have not really been paying attention to our, This guy's too smart. He doesn't want to enter the poison cloud. I haven't really been paying attention to our stat values. Oh wow, I didn't realize that there was a hole here, and I was very surprised when I was all of a sudden on the other side of that wall climbing upward. How many hours have I put into this game and I'm still sometimes failing to see very common background objects, interactable stuff. Oh, changing my mind. Different strat. Now that I know there's all these bats here. Well, I would have kicked him. Had I been given the opportunity, I intended to kick him. I think the Hayabusa boots are super cool, and they're being really outpaced by the fact that we have the safest weapon in the game. Actually, I should go this way. But I want to make sure I'm doing this in such a way that I don't take a bunch of bonus damage. There we go. That's the sort of thing you need to be careful of. So this could be a dangerous situation. Pretty sure my projectile goes farther than yours does there, buddy. You done goofed. As a person who is almost a professional screw-up, let me tell you something. I can recognize a goof when I see one. So we still got that Guardian Scroll. This is... I'm imagining this is the green dude. He's also very injured. Interesting. Did he also run into the spikes? There's a lot of blood on him. Weird. That's a really weird thing to have happened. Is there... No, there is no floor to drop on this man. Alright, well, still on 3 melees. Obviously less than ideal. So is there anything else we need to do before we go to the depths? No. We are cool to leave. And we did get our combo door. I guess the best possible thing for us would be to, like, here in the prison depths, get a colorless thing that allows a stun. And it would probably be good if it was not, like... I don't really want to replace our turret, because I think our turret's really cool. This has an extra point of stats on it, but it doesn't have an extra point of on-color, and I kind of like dodging creates a toxic cloud. Topaz Amulet, the amulet we're looking at here is going to be like an extra 30-something% health, basically. That's the big difference. I'm going to keep the one we have now. And unfortunately, I think we're just going to sell... I mean, actually, no. I'm going to take these twin daggers over the boots. What am I talking about? These are pretty great, actually. And 80% bonus damage to poison targets. All of a sudden, we're seeing that percentage applied to a thing that actually matters. A base value that we can care about. We don't take alienation here, right? I don't think we need it. So, then we have a question. I'm probably going to take disengagement. I know disengagement won't be useful during the beginning part of this, but it'll be relevant for most of the dungeon. And I'm just going to rely on the food shop in the ossuary and our general incredibly high level of play to carry us through here. Alright, show me something incredibly compelling. It's a rapier. That's not really that compelling. I do not believe we will be taking that. It's a 7S, so we have a 9S. Yeah, this feels not great. It is a little silly that the cursed chest in here gives you items that are so much lower level than the combo door just outside. I guess the feeling is that the combo door is a lot harder to actually put together. I was really surprised by how long the green claw zombie survived there. That was almost really bad. Is there anything else in here? Okay, cool. A little bit of patience. So we're going to drop through here, we're going to poison this guy, and then we're going to jump back up to the platform that our turret is on. There we go. Nothing wrong with a little retreat to arms. I will say I do not like the amount of relatively difficult enemies that we're facing here. Is he really not going to teleport up after me? Didn't I directly hit him with that projectile? I was expecting reprisal. I mean, if he just wants to die quietly, I'm okay with it, obviously. A little surprised, but... Ooh, we almost didn't roll far enough there. That was very close to bad. Okay. It doesn't get much cleaner than that, except for, you know, if you don't almost die. Boy, what is the right way to handle this? Because this could get ugly. I guess that's the right way. We can actually, like, it takes enemies a long time to execute the teleport. We can definitely make use of that. Let's hold off on this until we're potentially actually damaged. This turret is so good. Is that guy... is he getting poisoned over there? Are we... is it working? Okay, it is working. I will say, on this biome in particular, and obviously, like, the corrupted prison and stuff, I do sometimes consider taking these non-optimal plays, just, like, dealing with that food right away, just so I won't have to walk back, because of the extremely small number of teleporters available. Oh, hey, guy. I didn't see you there. The good news is the alchemical pistol is extremely good at dealing with swarms of bats. That is pretty good damage, even without the poison up. I think we probably could be killing stuff with the daggers a lot more than we are. It is unfortunately a little hard to, like, it takes long enough to execute the shot that I don't know if it's reasonable to weave in the, oh, that's bad. Yep. If you get hit by the first shot, I feel like the second one is basically guaranteed. Like, there's no way to roll out in time. But there's a good example of me trying to get fancy. Why use both weapons when you could just use one weapon and probably not get hit all that much? That guy definitely saw us. There was a moment there where we were just looking into each other's eyes, both of us totally panic-stricken. Yeah, that's not great. There we go. Problem solved. I do hate to be surprised by the invisible guys. I feel like I should be like very attuned to people walking around in predator invisibility in this biome if nowhere else. And yet I still find myself getting caught off guard all of the time. That was a little closer than I would have liked. Wow, that bomb really got some distance, huh? Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Okay. Just keep using this to probe for invisible enemies. What if I never ever fought fair? It does feel a little bad to take like such a cool and powerful melee weapon as the Hayabusa boots or the dual daggers and then just not use them at all. It's possible, though, that worries about qualities of wins should be a thing for after I can establish any wins. You know, maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself at the moment. You know what? I don't feel a need to engage with that dude. We could probably... but if we're talking about having to buy the flask charge in the ossuary, maybe... Yeah, alright. I'm gonna do this, and then ow. There we go. My plan there was to not take any damage at all, you know? Probably not. Still like the poison cloud on roll. I feel like that was the loudest the "no, you're not allowed to use an item right now" sound has ever been. I don't think we're going to be able to avoid aggroing that. Okay, here's my plan. Pull him down here. We have lots of room to maneuver down here. I do not like it when he feigns like he's going to do his charge and then he changes his mind. Every single time it happens, I'm stricken with a moment of primal panic. And not like for any really good reason, I don't think. It's just like, oh my god, is he figuring us out? Flashback to that moment playing Half-Life 1, where probably some of you who played it at the time had similar moments. The Marines in Half-Life 1 are like renowned for their AI, and it turns out that it's mostly illusory. They're not actually very smart enemies, but they just happen to be dumb in a way that convincingly seems intelligent. And I will always remember, I had a really scary moment when you get outside of Black Mesa for the first time. They lay an ambush for you in like a shipping container area, and they were shooting at me. So I dove behind some shipping containers for cover, right? And they just kept... It seemed like they were just continuing to shoot at the edges of the shipping containers, so I couldn't really get out. And I was like, that's weird. Why are they doing that? And then a grenade came over the top of the container and landed behind me, and I had a moment of sheer panic where I was like, oh my god, they're smarter than I am. Like, look at this incredible trap they executed. And it turns out that, based on what we know about their AI, is almost certainly entirely random, but... Still, it was a very cool moment. Alright, so... I mean, we should go back. There's no cost at all to going back and getting it. And I guess technically we should open that cell door there, because I don't think we've ever seen it be the case, but at least in theory it could be the case that there might be some hallways and some enemies back there. Right, we've seen that kind of thing happen with almost every other kind of cell door, so... It'll only take a moment to check. So we got, like, beyond the scroll at the beginning, we got no power out of coming here. But still, I feel pretty good about our equipment. I don't think we needed to get very lucky here, like with the cell key or anything. And obviously the gold's going to be helpful, because I really do think we're going to end up buying that flask charge. Which means we are not planning to take alienation, then. It's probably for the best, because it does get scary. Being cursed is a bad time. Alright, is this the first time we've actually gotten into the ossuary with the blueprint grenade? I think it might be. I don't actually know if there's anything in here that we need to pull prints out of. So, we're in a place now where I think it makes sense for us to take an actual red thing. Melee attacks give a small amount of HP if you have an active speed buff. We're playing so slowly and safely now that I don't think there's any chance we get benefit from Frenzy. Open wounds could be good. I know we're not doing a lot of close combat attacks right now. We could just take soldier resistance. Tainted flask is at least potentially interesting if we like actually run our flask out. Yeah, I don't know, man. The fact that we're red but largely ranged makes a lot of these kind of awkward. This combo's not bad. It won't help us any against bosses, though. I think I'm going to take open wounds. I know it's not going to be spectacular for us right now, but it will still have some benefit. You know, some of the time it makes sense to do melee attacks. In particular, if we take a big hit, it's going to make a lot of sense for us to jump in and do some melee to try to recover some of the orange health before it all fades away. This is a thing that the alchemical pistol does not do a very good job of. But you know, for a lot of the dungeon, we're still probably going to be doing this thing. And we'll just, as far as blueprint hunting goes, we'll just have to hope for enemies that do not... Oh, I accidentally fell down a thing. For a second there, I was really confused about what was happening. I think I'm going to stick with our turret. Yeah, as far as blueprint hunting goes, we'll just hope that if we run into an enemy, it's an enemy of a type that's easy to draw the blueprint from without us having to have any crowd control. That guy did not understand that playing the rolling dance with me was not to his long-term benefit. Okay, see, like, those guys are an interesting example. We could probably... Yeah, let's try it. So my plan's going to be to draw him a little bit back over here, to the flatter area. And then if we can just get him to throw a bomb as we roll past him, I bet we'll have enough time. Trying to put him in a position where he's low enough on health but not so poisoned that he'll die before it happens. Yeah, like this. Damn it. Well, at least the colors on that one are interesting. But obviously not what I was looking for. You know, there are still so many empty jars in that first room. I know there's still stuff for us to get. I know that there is. We're just gonna do this for a second until things stop exploding. We kill this guy? No. Oh, he's poison proof. Interesting. Well, is he arrow proof? Surprisingly, no. Yeah, it really feels like we're just playing a purple build, honestly. What was your plan there, exactly? I wonder, how did he think that was going to go? The funny thing about it, too, is that the shield guys are one of the enemies that can teleport. So why did that shield guy not just teleport at us? So the food shop is always behind a one-cell door? Is that... I'm trying to remember what it was like yesterday. Well, I mean, we may as well for the moment, right? Better than having an empty slot. Besides, it gets kind of lonely down here. We have those long, awkward silences. It's kind of funny, when we get into a situation like we were just in, and by we, I mean me, let's see, I haven't spoken in like 3 or 4 seconds now. At this point, if I just say something to say something, it's going to sound like I'm just saying something to say something. And that's bad. But also, how long is it appropriate to just sit here and navigate platforms in silence? It's one thing if I'm quiet because I'm focusing, because I'm doing something difficult. It's quite another. I'm way more self-conscious about it when it's just me walking on platforms, doing nothing of particular interest. Oh, this is kind of a nightmare. It's a little bit of a nightmare. Yeah, that'll help. The faster damage from the melee weapon is definitely helpful. How are you still alive? Jeez. There's also one still alive above us, and that's a problem that's going to be slightly harder to solve. Oh, no, not that much harder. Whoa, what did I even get hit by? Was that his projectile? I didn't think he had... I don't know, I guess I didn't think he had fired yet. Well, that's a bummer. We were fairly deep in a good combo there. Oh, this is going to take forever, but it is probably the only safe way for us to do this. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, I guess I just, like, didn't see his projectile coming. That's a shame. Remember, if we're comfortable buying a flask charge here, we can clear 9 points of malaise in the shop. And we have the money to do so already. I will not feel bad about using it that way at all. A food shop is a pretty powerful thing as you as you continue up the difficulty ladder. Listen, I also wish I had a better way of doing this. I will say that Mushroom Boy's slightly overzealous form of defense does make it harder for us to do anything other than really rely on the alchemical pistol. Oh, well. Okay, if you've got it under control then, I guess I'll just go take a nap. How do we... Okay, we should probably go back and kill that guy. Or maybe we shouldn't. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should intentionally leave enemies up where we can. Until we... Ow, man. Maybe that's what I got hit by last time. And that's one of those situations right there where it would have been good for me to use the daggers to regain health, because we really did get chunked pretty bad there. I'm, like, very reluctant to... very reluctant to actually use my flask here until we know where the food shop is. But I guess that doesn't make sense if we're already planning to buy the flask charge. We may as well buy the flask charge, right? Alright, let's pull these guys back down here. Turned around to try to climb up the thing just a little bit early. Yeah, I may as well just use it now. Ooh, roll away was a bad play there. That is not how I should have done that. I guess actually this is one of those situations where I should leave people. That's not going to work. Mushroom Boy, you are seriously endangering my life right now. I don't know if we're going to have a good way of killing that guy, but this is another leave him for later situation. Okay, so we found the Black Bridge really early this time. Like, really, really early. And we didn't even go through all that many elevators. Alright, is this going to be our food shop? Oh, maybe after some dudes. Ow, yeah, wow. So the, it takes those, it takes the jelly guys a lot less time to attack than it does for us to fire a shot from the alchemic carbine. They are just a real threat to a plant your feet and fire the thing type strategy. Okay, so this is in fact our food shop. We may as well buy the flash charge now. It's not like we're not going to do it. So hopefully we can find that cursed chest soon. I guess what you really want to do is find a you want to find a door that has enemies behind it, and then not... Hold on a second. Yeah. Find a door that has enemies behind it, and then just not kill them. God, there are so many branches down here. Okay, here's that super long, weird hallway that we always run into. Okay, there is a space above us, but it's not a secret thing. It's probably just accessed from another one of the branches. And again with the super long, weird hallways. This is the kind of garbage that usually we see before we find the exit. A long hallway that leads to an elevator that leads to two other long hallways that each lead to elevators. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about a skill shop, or a weapon shop. If it was a skill shop, I would have eagerly done some re-rolling there. Okay, so that's our cursed chest. This is where we're going to burn off a lot of the curse. Cool, cool, cool. And yeah, I think we can afford, generally, to spend a flask charge, or to purchase a flask charge here. We're usually doing really well on money. I don't think there's any universe where I would want to replace our current stock of gear with that thing. I'm sure the heavy crossbow's fine. I don't know that we've really given it that much of a shot. But, like, you know, it pulls enemies to you, it briefly stuns them. I'm sure it's totally good. I don't like this. Interesting that he didn't even try to teleport over. I think he probably should have. Okay. That's a dangerous situation up there. Let's come at it from the side. Ooh. This'll be an easy one. Just don't let the slimes teleport to you. That's a lot of stacks of poison. There are 4 enemies below us. I guess we can hold off on even engaging with that in case it, you know, is too dangerous. I do wish that How are you supposed to... I guess you're supposed to just drop down like this? Yeah, you get him. Okay, that guy's easy enough to kill from over here. Oh, thank you, Mushroom Boy. Mushroom Boy may well have saved our lives there by charging the shield guy. Alright, what about extreme cowardice? The thing is, I'm really concerned that if we just drop down on him and try to kill him with the daggers, we'll die during the break between attacks 2 and 3 in the combo. This is 100% perfectly safe. Plus, while it's deeply lame in some ways, it's also very acrobatic. You have to appreciate the physicality of it in others. Mushroom Boy's actually doing some really good work on our behalf. I cannot say that I am displeased with his performance. Okay, so there's no scrolls left. Never mind, there is a scroll left. Let us prioritize that. I'm wondering about just skipping a bunch of the enemies. Oh, wow. Alright, well, now we're going to put this to the test. You know, there's watermelon plus cough syrup left in the shop. So I'm not necessarily too concerned about getting beat up here. So I guess that being the case, we really should wring every little bit of value out of this place that we can. Alright. Works for me. Right, because we would have to either entirely die or take 5 points of malaise for it to really be an issue here. Where even is... Okay. And, you know, re-rolling the affixes... Ow. Re-rolling the affixes on your gear and stuff, that can get expensive. We do still totally have use for gold, even if it doesn't turn out that there's a food shop in the cavern, which I do not feel is a thing that we actually know yet. I don't... Honestly, I know it's on color and everything, but I don't think we want Phaser more than we want off-color Mushroom Boy. He is doing all right for us. Oh, that said, there probably is something that we want more. Knife Dance is okay. Is there a type of status effect that we're really looking for? Some kind of burning damage wouldn't be horrible. If we get fire and poison onto our enemies, the daggers are going to be just like bananas. Yeah, okay, like that. Something like that will do, I suppose. I'm trying to think, is there a... There's probably not any other skill that is a source of fire that we would rather be looking for, right? I will just take one of these. They are quite expensive. But we're not going to get our combo door. Yeah, I'll take one of these. Now, Mushroom Boy, you be good for the shopkeeper. I'm sure there's nothing awful in your near future at all. We will be able to put up a lot of damage on what's his face, the curator? That's not his name. You know, the boss we're about to do, the concierge. We'll be able to put up a lot of damage on the concierge if he's burning and poisoned when we give him the 1, 2, 3 off the daggers. You know what? Maybe I actually don't care about that. Yeah, let's not bother with those guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip those guys. I'm gonna skip a lot. I'm gonna skip a lot of guys. I'm gonna just leave. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go back to the food shop and buy a watermelon, and then I'm gonna leave. We may as well, right? If we end up not having enough money to reroll some stuff, it'll be a shame, but also living is good. What if survival? How did I just miss a bunch of these dudes? It's nice, though. It's nice that we're, like, routinely getting to this point and, like, I'm actually getting to make decisions instead of it being the case that we must buy out the food shop. We still haven't actually proven that I am capable of doing this with a melee weapon, though, which I suppose is worth remembering. Alright, it's fine. We'll rebuild. So, I could have not bought the flask charge and instead just bought the cough syrup and stuck on 2 points of malaise. And maybe that would have been a better idea. We'd have a lot more money to work with, but I'm not really that stressed. I think we're fine. Alright, back to the Black Bridge. Here we are once again. Does our turret... Okay, our turret cares about the enemy being poisoned, but not on fire. Well, he will certainly be poisoned. Honestly, it's not as good as I wanted it to be. Also, I really should not let him get that close, because it does not leave me a lot of time to jump over the thing. Yeah, this is working okay. Pretty bummed out that I took a hit, though. I probably shouldn't throw the turret toward him. I probably should tend to throw it away. Yeah, that's a bummer. The one hitter is a real bummer. I don't think we're taking phaser. At some point, we will probably want to replace this pistol or upgrade it or something. But for the moment, feeling pretty alright about it. Just give me half of a legendary. You know, I was so close. Well, at this rate, it's not actually going to take us that long to completely fill up the legendary forge. I believe it is the case that the Stilt Village does have a food shop. But I'm pretty sure we can't get to the cavern from there. You know, I should probably just, at this point, I should probably just go to the Dead Cells wiki and, like, look at a map. Because it's all information we have had, right? It's not like I'm using it to cheat and get access to information in an unfair way. It's I'm using it to fix my damn memory. Oh, that's not good. Okay, right. I was just panicking and running away. I didn't really have a plan there, but I'm glad that worked. All right, so we're gonna climb up here, throw all the stuff out, and then just get back on the chain. Problem solved. Boy, there's a lot of stuff crawling around between us and killing that guy. Alright, I think hiding on chains is going to be a big part of our strategy here in the pre-wake-up era. Obviously, once we wake the enemies, the little orange imp guys are going to make that not really viable as a strategy, probably. So that's a 9+. What are we currently using? We are on a 4S. The thing is, the poison is just... It's already good enough. But the thing is, it's already good enough, though. Here's a question. Do we still want to have this thing when we go to the giant? Because I do like a shield for the giant fight, and we could just pick up the Bloodthirsty shield now. But I do feel like I'll be in a much rougher shape throughout the cavern if we're dagger and shield. So probably even if we do want to make that change, we don't want to make it until we're in the cavern. I would not mind finding one of those daggers that crits enemies who are bleeding. Along with open wounds, that would be a pretty good source of damage. Ow! The projectile he fired while he was on the lower part of the platform there tracked us down, and unfortunately I didn't realize that that's what it was because it was halfway underneath the ground. I didn't really put it together until it made contact. Yeah, man, these daggers burst hard, huh? I don't know that I would necessarily want to test them against, like, a golem, but pretty good. Let's try to catch this guy with the dagger combo as well. Actually, it's two guys down there. In that case... Oh. Well, I mean, if they want to just stay down there and burn to death, I'm not going to argue with them. Oh, this is what I want. Ow. There we go. It's a little bit fairer of a platform on which to fight him. Ow! Man, I rolled a little early because I thought he was going to execute his spin a little earlier, and that did not work. So, how is this area constructed? In order to get to the guy who's over here, you have to go under and then above. You know what? No thanks. Yeah, that was a real nightmare. Like, being constantly harassed by that dude was a big problem. So we should probably flask, huh? Yeah, I don't love it, but yeah, probably. This enemy in particular, this one that's below us, is still a real problem. This is the platform on which I am willing to fight people. If they want to fight me, they must come up here. It is weird how the fire grenade doesn't seem to put them into teleport chase mode. I wonder why that is. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. Ah, damn it, I needed to roll the other direction. Yeah, the enemies in this biome hit for so much damage with every time they touch you. Jesus. Cool, great. He is, yeah, we were gonna have to fight him. It's not actually optional. Bloodsword 9, wow. Victim of bleeding spreads it to other enemies nearby is definitely cool. I think I gotta stick with the daggers. It's a lot more raw damage than... that's even before considering the damage bonuses from the debuffs, but... that is a nice sword. Oh! Well... He got me panicked. Oh, I hate Box Elite. This is bad. This whole place is this whole place is just a real nightmare. Okay, we're getting into routine 3-stat amulets, which is nice and definitely gives us an incentive to make sure we are taking all of the elites in this area. I'm, like, very unhappy with the amount of damage I've taken here. Slumbering Sanctuary is just very tough. So, like, we have to consider, is it better to try to learn Slumbering Sanctuary and survive it, or is it better to try to learn Corrupted Prison? Right, because we could avoid this area if we just bent back to the path that we originally were planning to take. But man, the Corrupted Prison, like being cursed around those sludge monsters just seems like such a nightmare. It's probably better we try to learn this one. We learn to be better at this one. But neither one of them are great options. So like, I don't really feel very comfortable flasking here in terms of resources left. I guess we're fishing for food? Alright. There's this. We know for a fact there's a big golem right there, though. Do I want it? I kind of want it. I kind of want it, but I'm afraid I'll die getting it. Well, it looks like we don't actually have a choice. And that is the right way back. That is the best way back. Fortunately, the way the things are set up here, it's actually much easier to navigate this backwards than it was forward. I guess disengagement is... well, disengagement's up, but we're below the threshold. Yeah, alright. Flask that removes almost no malaise. Okay, we managed to stack it up enough. We put out a really silly amount of damage. Oh, lovely. We will remember that for later, although it is a real pain in the ass to teleport around here. No, right? Yeah. I don't think so. Because it was 3-6, so, like, its normal damage was lower than our normal damage, and its crit damage was lower than our crit damage, and the crit condition is easier to put together on this one, so... I don't think there were any statues over here. We just... Never mind, there was a statue, apparently. We just get ourselves a couple of cells that we will almost certainly drop when we die. Yeah, so my guess is it's going to be a few more runs before we really have, like, a command of this area. It's going to feel a lot like the beginning of working out 4 cells, where, like, now we have a real plan for the first chunk of it, you know, prior to, or even up through that first boss. And now we're going to have that same learning period with this up to the giant, and then there will be a learning period with the giant, because I'm still not, like, amazing at that fight. But I do think it's very learnable. I did not realize that guy was an elite. He didn't appear to have the elite stuff around him. How far back are the cherries? I think I'm just going to go back and get that cherry now so that I don't have to think about it later. Remove this 1 point of malaise that we have taken. We still have our heart. And we don't know for sure whether or not there is a food shop in the cavern yet. And if there is, then we're actually in pretty good shape. We will definitely have the money to buy from it. And if there isn't, then, you know, we're going to end up going into the boss fight with, at most, 2 flask charges and the heart, and probably not even that, because, like, that requires me to get through the cavern without having to spend any flask, which feels unlikely at the moment. I don't think we're at that point yet. I was trying to make sure we hit him right in the face as soon as he cottoned to us. These guys really aren't that intimidating. They're basically just the little backstab guys, but with a taller model, taller sprite rather. So wait, is this an exit? Oh no, this is a. We can only see the top part of the map icon. I thought we were already at the end. I was overjoyed. Oh, hey guys. Oh, interesting. We got hit by one of the zombies there and did not take any malaise. Well, good to know that those are not even real enemies. Alright. Here's a question. Do we actually want to try to clear this area, or do we just want to run? Because it looks like the training dummy is right below us, but there's no way to know what else is down there. It could be really ugly. I think I'm just going to run. I think we've gotten enough of a view of the place that it's good enough for our rune. Let's keep exploring until we trigger the explorer's rune. So up here, there's probably a pretty big area. Ooh, and there is no easy way back there. Alright, well, then we take the hard way. I guess we've already cleared half of this one. Right, like our number one goal here is just get all the scrolls and get out. We don't actually need to fight everything. We don't need the money that badly. What am I doing? I can go through the bottom part of this, which is perfectly safe. Okay. That guy is awkward to access. I guess I poisoned something up here? Oops, I meant to do this. I meant to do it while this guy was underneath it. What? The golem's not aware of me. Ah, damn it. Okay, well, good news is that's done. Ah. He was just a tiny, tiny bit too far away. Because the third strike of the dagger combo reaches considerably further than the first two. So I had high hopes there that we'd be able to just push through and kill him. Well, we're already back in it's nearly time to flask again mode. You just can't get hit here at all. Almost every time you get hit, it's going to necessitate some, like, drastic measures. Well, we'll get there. You know, we don't get hit that much in the early parts anymore. I gotta say, I know that, like, at this point, first of all, this is not exactly a unique take, and secondly, anybody who is still watching this series almost certainly agrees. So I'm not exactly going out on a limb here, but this game is so goddamn good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, if we can finish it, we have to take it, right? I think that's pretty much always the case. Critical hit when you have less than 50% health or more than 50% malaise, and on crits it's doing 10,000 DPS. And normally it's a little bit worse than the daggers. I think I'm going to stick with the daggers. The Frantic Sword has a pretty short attack animation, if I'm remembering correctly, which makes it a little hard to apply. But I'm not 100% sure if that was the right move or not. Also, remember, we are getting lied to a little bit by the enemy count. I'm saying remember to you because I forgot for a moment. But there are definitely more enemies than it looks like because it doesn't count the statued enemies on the map until they wake up. Yeah, let's get you over here. Now, unfortunately, there will be no doing that to this guy. Okay, a little bit of panic. This is a tiny panic. I do not like this. And of course, there's a golem. There's always a golem down where the dummy is. This is our exit too, so we do actually have to clear this area, but we don't necessarily have to do it with the curse up. What is the build like here? Okay, we can drop down to the ledge, then start working on these guys over here. Just like shoot a lot of clouds of garbage, and they'll die when their shields run out. Was that both of them? No. That might be enough, honestly. He might tick out. Cool. Okay, now I think we back up and we go somewhere else. We come back to this area after we're no longer cursed. So let me think. Where are there... Oh, there's something up above us that we didn't kill. Was that an elite that I left behind on purpose, or was it just something I didn't notice? Okay, that's totally doable. And in fact... yeah. Not just doable, but doable in an extremely safe way. So let's back up to this area. I guess we could go in that door too. Hold on, this door might be good enough because this was a place where there were enemies, right? That was weird that a bomb just dropped there. Okay, cool. Curse lifted apparently. Alright, so do we need to do anything other than get out? No, we got all of our scrolls and everything. I think we just go. I don't think we need to try to max out or anything here. Whew. Really, really, really don't want to flask again. And I guess every enemy we kill is a small chance for food. Okay, from over here we can safely grenade this thing. Is he gonna... He is not, in fact, going to wake up. Well, it turns out the fire grenade is the safest attack of all. Alright, we made it to the cavern. Third day in a row? Or did we die right before the cavern on Tuesday? I don't remember. In any case, third day in a row doing a good job. Is there anything we want to unlock? Do we want to open up something new? I actually really like our items. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to taking on a new skill. The Swarm Biters, the Cluster Grenade just really, really blows up. Hey, you know what? Our skills are very good too, though. Do you want to do any reforging? We don't have a particularly good grenade, so I suppose... Yeah. Yeah, I like that okay. That's definitely an upgrade. Do we rebuy? I don't think we rebuy. I think we're just good to go. I think let's just do the thing. Alright, so last time we lost a huge amount of health to a very weird construction. First of all, I am relatively confident that we would lose less health to it if we saw it again. And secondly, yeah, we might not see it again. Oh, also, Garland Key. You gotta remember to look for the Garland Key. I will absolutely play coward with the orange imps. I do not have any compunction about that. Yeah, because look at that. Because look at this thing. Look at this thing they do. It's terrifying. Of course I'm afraid of it. Okay, I'm a little surprised that they willing to come down from that high. Them like being barely visible. That means we're gonna get this one too. Okay. It's good to get some kills early on, though. Oh, I was off the platform. I thought I was safe for sure, but I guess it extends a little bit. Well, shoot. Now I guess we're definitely gonna flask. We're gonna get to the giant with no resources left. He says optimistically. Okay, that wasn't so bad. That could have gone a hell of a lot worse. I should not have stomped there. The stomp put us in unnecessary danger. So we really didn't gain anything from it. Why would you build an elevator this small, this narrow, with no guardrails on it? Who would do such a thing? It's very unrealistic because, as we all know, mine owners always have the best interests of their employees at heart. To be perfectly honest with you, at this point, I would just pass through this area without getting all the scrolls if we got to the exit. Because I think there's a pretty good chance we're just going to die here, and I want to say we at least saw the 4-cell giant. Oh, hold on, can we get these guys? Okay, cool. Alright, we'll clear those imps out as quickly as possible every time we see one. Like, the earlier we can draw them to us, the better. Also, it seems like if you just get kind of close to them, they fall. That's why I think we saw that Mario stomp yesterday. It's just like if you get anywhere near them, they fall out of the air. There's definitely a failed experiment up here. We saw his legs. There he is. Do we remember what's in here? Just stuff. Cleaver 10S. Spreads oil, starts fires, bonus damage to poison target. 3,300 raw DPS. Is it time to replace the turret? I think it might be. The turret has served us well, but it's just getting flat out damaged by this thing. And again, the cleaver has some situations where it can be applied safely, where the turret would not really work for us. I guess let's go back and check this out. Also, boxes above me, just kind of floating in the middle of nowhere. The procedural terrain generator screwed up a little bit. I feel like that's actually pretty rare, right? It's pretty on point. Alright, what do we have up here? Oh, probably the way forward. I know that in general we need to go up. It's probably not the case that the way up is always the right way, because I'm sure that, like, sometimes there's more than one elevator, but I think we're going to tend to go upward rather than horizontally, where possible. 11, wow, 11 plus plus is very high, and it's an oil sword. I think it's still, like, our daggers are so good. I think it's just going to be really hard to replace these daggers. I'm still definitely, like, panicking a little bit when faced with the barrel that those guys drop after you kill them. Oh, I thought for sure he was going to, like, jump over here and try to fight us. I prepped for it and everything. Look at me not panicking, just calmly stepping to the place where I would not get hit with a big rock. Can we get the imp's attention and get him up here get him down here before we try to navigate this? There we go. Alright. I think I remember these things exhibiting a little bit of a magnet effect, so it might pull us off the chain as we try to climb past it. No, okay, we're good. God, yeah. That is some very solid damage. There's another one above that failed experiment. I don't actually feel safe going that way. Although, actually, it's going to hit us if we go above, too. Oh, hey. Hey there, pal. Caught me off guard a little bit. Kind of scared the entire hell out of me, actually. Alright, let's try going up. Well, no, if we go below, we can just roll through real fast. It does pulp enemies. It's useful. Alright, we should still fight and kill any enemy that we can do, like, very safely, because, again, food. New skills. I really like our skills, honestly. So, yep, okay, dead end. It might be this way. Or it might be down this elevator and up another nearby elevator. Ooh, I should not have gone for that. I should have just rolled. Bit by bit, we learn how to not get horribly embarrassed by these enemies. Does that crow see me? No, okay, we're good. Oh god, it totally sees me. God, their attack comes out so fast. So it's probably up there. Yep, and that attack is actually infinite distance. Is he alive? He is alive. Jeez. Wait a minute. Did I see... Oh, no, okay. I thought I saw a fake wall. I mean, theoretically, somewhere around here, there's a fake wall that has the garland key in it, but Having said that, I'm pretty sure that we only ever found it one time. So maybe it's not always present, but also maybe I'm just not good enough at looking for it. I think we're just gonna trash here. I like an infantry grenade 10 that spreads oil on the enemies, but I think I'm pretty happy with our equipment as it is. We're actually doing all right so far in the cavern part of our little expedition here. Hey, free amethyst. $23, 3, and 4 feels like it's pretty good. How dare you? How dare you shoot projectiles at me? Only I may shoot projectiles. This is totally effective. The alchemical pistol is way overpowered. They should fix this thing. It's too good. It's way too good. I guess let's climb up where we pulled that imp down from. See if this might be a way. It is, in fact, not a way. Yep, I did. Just keep spreading poison for him to jump through. Alright. Slick maneuvers. I'm still a little leery of trying to... Ow, wow, jeez, that hit. That hit so hard. What I was about to say is I'm still a little leery of trying to combo the birds because their attack is so fast, and then he absolutely proved to you all what I was saying. We definitely should not attempt to combo the birds. The birds must be dealt with in a very, very careful fashion indeed. We cannot get up from here. That's probably the way forward, huh? Don't like it. This is that same construction. Shit. So they're going to make me jump up adjacent to an enemy with a very fast ranged attack. I don't like this. I wish this particular shape did not exist. Alright, let's do it. Please die. Please die. Okay. Whew. Well, we only took one hit there. It wasn't so bad. Am I thinking about fans instead of daggers? Probably not, right? They are 12++, though. Yo, just soft... okay, I was going to say, just soft 13,000 DPS, what the hell? But I guess it's, we have so many scrolls now. Our daggers are also that. That does mean that when we push them up to S rank, they would be pretty great, but we would have to try to get the right damage bonuses on them and stuff. I think we've got the items... Honestly, we probably have the items we intend to use on the giant fight. Can I get this? Can I get this dude? Okay. And I gotta say, our damage feels really great. Like, we do a lot of damage to stuff very, very quickly. There was an enemy over here, right? Yeah, okay. Just realized I might be paranoiacally shooting at nothing. Okay, he's just gonna let me come up to him, huh? I'm cool with it. Alright, just stay calm. Don't do anything out of panic. That's... Boy, if I could only work that advice into my real life. Just never act out of panic. Okay, I guess we can roll through here. So I guess the plan is... Birdside first. The other guy will teleport over, but he's definitely less dangerous. Okay. And then up, and it looks like we can just ignore this bird. Boy, we sure are high up. How much further can it possibly go? Of course there's another elevator. Why wouldn't there be? Ooh. Let's try the other way. Elite huge guy seems like a bad time. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Isn't this the shape of the exit? Yo, we made it to the giant! Okay. This thing here is not where the garland key is. This was just a blueprint, I'm pretty sure. We're not going to drop down there and find out, in any case. Because we didn't even find the 4-cell door. And now the question is just like, do we continue to push left here in the hopes of activating the Explorer's rune to see if there's anything significant to look for? It is probably more valuable for us to scout things out and find out if there is a food shop than it is for us to fight the giant with one flash charge. That is my opinion on this particular matter. Okay, it does look like on the map... Okay, there's a scroll fragment, and there's... Yeah, this is definitely not solid, so there is more stuff above him. That's a shame. What's in here? Well, bad guys, first of all. Lots of them. Jeez. It's an area that is dense with imps. Are you gonna... There we go. You know, what is going on with the dog in the other room? Something's very upsetting to her. There might be any kind of wildlife trying to exist, visible outside the back door. She hates it when things try to live. Like squirrels running around on the power lines. How dare they? And I mean, like, to some extent, I get it, because like it's a very obvious violation of physics. That doesn't make sense. They can't do that. Flaunting the rules by which the rest of us have to live. That's upsetting. I understand. Okay, it is approximately the same damage the daggers are on. Every time we go to pick up a new weapon, we've gotten a new scroll since the last weapon we saw, and so the numbers look even bigger. Let's try to get him over here. Okay. Yeah, those guys are a lot scarier before you understand how they work. It's like a trainable problem. Oh, what a bad move. What a bad move. I tried to climb the wall and it did not work. Let's try to get this imp. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna flask for it, right? Yes, I think so. We are not concerned about fighting the giant right now. We are doing intel. Start. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, normal chest, scroll over here. Is there a door that we haven't opened? There's a normal shop. So unless that is a food shop, which I don't think it can be, this is the only door we have left to investigate. Right, the shops that are just in the level are never food shops, right? They're always behind doors? Is that the case? Maybe not. I guess we'll go check it out. We'll be sure. Alright, so for right now... let's go grab this thing. And then we may as well grab this thing as well. You know, that's not a bad item. Burns the ground when the effect ends. If we were to replace our... if we were to place our cleaver with this... I mean, we're getting a lot more value out of the cleaver right now, but like in a theoretical world where we have a chance of beating the giant, this is way better against the giant. I'm going to take it. Okay, so we want to investigate this. We want to investigate the shop down there. We're going to have to deal with that elite. It's probably not a... I mean, I guess, obviously, it depends on what his particular flavor of elite bullshit is. I tried to just jump over it. Maybe I don't have to? Is there going to be a... There's going to be a teleport down there. Okay, apparently never mind. Oh, hey. How's it going there, dude who I did not notice? Okay. Yeah, that lacerating aura really lacerated them. Shots leave a trail of flames. You know what? Well, hold on now. We don't quite have enough money. What if that door up there is in fact a food shop? It might just be the Garland key thing. We'll teleport back down here and buy this carbine. If it's not, though. If it's not the food shop, to be clear. Alright, so we are going to have to fight this guy, and I do not like it. Also, we have to approach him from the back. Well, maybe he won't aggro. You know, he doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. How could he possibly? Maybe I'll be allowed to just go right past. Oh, this is dangerous. I didn't really know how to get out of that situation. Okay, so this is the 4-cell door. This is going to be the Garland key thing, isn't it? Yep, okay. Well, I didn't find it, so too bad for us. Alright, let's go buy that, let's go buy that thing, and then die in glorious combat against the giant. We have half a health bar plus a YOLO heart. And some pretty... Wait a second. Hey, look at that. At least we get to know what's in there. So yeah, we go from a 4S to a 12. Feeling pretty okay about it, I guess. Okay, well let's go get whatever's behind that Garland key door. I'm glad we came back for this. Is it really just a little bit of money? Yeah, I guess so. Weird. I mean, cool. Cool, I'll take a little bit of money. It can't be, though, right? There's a whole hidden key involved here. Ooh. Aha! I knew it. I knew it couldn't be. Am I going to have to get in here with my body? I am. Okay. Oh, there's a blueprint! Right, there was no way. Oh, it's an outfit, though. Damn it! God damn it! Remember when they were, like, useful? Is there not a way to teleport out of here? No, there is not. Okay, well, we'll just be careful. But you remember when we sometimes got blueprints and they, like, gave an item? I guess we're unlocking stuff, and that's good, but I want weapons. All right, we have a strategy that might be capable of killing the giant. We haven't beaten him without a shield, but I think I see how you would jump over the energy stuff. And then we just gotta hope that, like, it's gonna be tricky to apply enough poison to the eye to really get it ticking very hard. We should definitely spend our cells. There's no way we are winning this fight. Are we gonna put him in on, like, the legendary Conjunctivius outfit? I kind of want to see exactly how legendary it's gonna be. Do we want to change anything? Shots leave a trail of flames. I guess this isn't really that good. I'll upgrade this. Spreads oil on enemies, shoots an arrow in front of you. Yeah, sure. And then here's the real question. Do we want to mess with this? Because right now it has all of the damage bonuses we would want. I think the answer is no. I think we want to hold off on that. And we want to pop that against the eye. Does it make sense for us to change up our mutations at all? Let's see. We don't have any health flask left. Probably not. We probably actually want the bleed, and yeah. We're good. Let us go die in glorious combat against the giant, which again represents a tremendous step forward for us. This has been a very productive week. Alright, enough of your nonsense. Oh, we're just doing this right away, huh? Ah, damn it. So we should be putting up our poisons at every opportunity. See, what you're supposed to do there is crouch. Yeah, like that. Oh, right. I went to flask, because in my head I was like, well, we do have one health refill, so it's not a big deal. But the health refill we have is that thing. Ah. Clumsy. Clumsy bad. Wow, actually, holy shit. Can't I tell you? My thought that we had no chance of defeating the giant. Like, if I had played a little bit better in the early parts of this fight, we might actually have had a chance of beating the giant. Because our damage output is totally bananas. If you are, like, really aggressive with your... Oh, that's bad. Yeah. If you're really aggressive with your scrolls, apparently your damage output just gets absolutely insane. Okay, that was very heartening. I feel like we can absolutely do the giant fight without taking huge amounts of damage. I know that I did not display it there, but like with the amount of damage we were doing there, like I was in my head, the giant fight is still that thing that we were doing the first time we fought the giant, where his eye would pop out and we would get him for like 5% health before it went back inside. Having seen that rate of damage, and with the level of predictability of his attacks and stuff, I am very confident that we could get the giant fight to a place where it's, like, not much worse than the concierge. That's very, very promising. Alright, that is going to have to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. These runs are getting super long, and they're pretty stressful, so I think we're going to take tomorrow off of Dead Cells because of the situation with Hades suddenly coming out and everything. I'm going to end up making, like, 10 videos in the next 2 days anyway. So I just need a little bit of relaxation here. But we're coming back on Monday, and when we do, I have a very good feeling about how next week is going to go. And we'll see you then.